Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I am building a modern home in the world of Windenburg. I'm building on the island of Windenburg and I was just really in the mood to build something over the top, like ultra modern boxy house, partially like floating, and I thought it would look really nice in the nature on the island of Windenburg. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I really hope you will enjoy it. If you do, you can download this build by looking up my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag Miss Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So not going to lie, the shape of this came together so quickly because I really wanted it to be simple and boxy, so it's just like two boxes on top of each other, one's hanging off the side, and then I have a couple of like bump outs for like structural support and adding windows like in a little bit of an inset area. So it came together really quickly on the exterior, but I adore how this house came out. I also have like the sliding glass doors that are open from, oh my goodness, what kit did those come from? Are those from Desert Luxe? I want to say they're from Desert Luxe. So those looked really nice on the exterior up top. I thought about using them on the bottom floor as well, but I don't think I ended up doing that. I might have though. But I really loved how putting this wood paneling on like the inset portion looked. And also on the back, I wasn't sure how I wanted to lay out the space, so I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. And we have like some steps up on either side, and I just played around a lot with platforms in this build to create this deck space. The only thing that sucks about platforms is that you can't put pools in them, so I would have liked to have like a pool on the platform. But I ended up putting it behind the house instead, and I think that worked out nicely. I also wanted to make sure to add some palm trees because this is like by the beach. I didn't like these in the end, and a little bit later I should be deleting those and putting in ones from Sulani instead, the ones from Island Living. I think they look a little bit better. Obviously, they don't quite match this environment, but I really wanted to build this here. I felt like this sort of, I don't know, nature felt a little bit better for what I was going for than the world of Sulani did. So let me know what you think, but of course you can place this anywhere if you do download it, and I already told you how you can download it. But if you do like this video, you should totally give it a thumbs up because that really does help me out. I would really appreciate that. And of course, subscribe if you would like to see some more build videos. I upload almost every day, not every day, but like almost. So I'd love to share that with y'all. Anyway, this is the pool out back. It's a pretty small pool, and I'm just using some of this tile to make like stepping stones to the front. I also end up using a lot of half walls on the outside instead of fences, which I think looks so nice. And there ends up being a staircase from the top floor down to below, and this only is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. I was going for like luxury house, but I didn't have enough space for a lot of bedrooms. So actually that space up top that you see, that's all a bedroom. And I think it ends up looking so nice in the end. But these are the palm trees that I ended up using. I just think they worked a lot better in the space and got across like the vibe I was going for, and the sizing was better. So I made sure to use that. And then I wanted to have a barbecue and stuff out here. So the Desert Luxe kit definitely came in handy. And I also used the sectional sofas from Dream Home Decorator. It does take me a little while to figure out the layout I want out here because I really wanted to have a table right under this portion, but then it felt like it was too close to the barbecue. So I end up moving a lot of things around to make this space work, but I was really happy with how I did figure it out in the end. It just took a little bit of fiddling to get to that point, just moving the sofa around, which ends up being in a corner supported by a half wall that doesn't exist yet. And I decided that this table did need to go in that space. So I just moved the barbecue and stuff to a different area. And I believe I get a couple of plants on this wall instead as like a decorative piece. And then I also really wanted to use this table like fire pit that we got with City Living. So I thought that that would look nice here paired with the sofa. And then we should be getting these half walls to sort of support that corner, which I think looks really nice. I think this was a really fun build to do, and I haven't done too many like modern builds lately. I feel like when I do something that's a little bit more modern, it's more so like mid-century modern, so it's not really modern. So this was really refreshing. Let me know if there's any other modern builds or any other styles of builds you would like to see on the channel, I'm totally down to check those out. And I should have a couple more builds out that are like somewhat inspired by the new kits. I have a couple of ideas, but they're not pastel, so no worries on that if you've had a little bit too much pastel. But I really like those kits. I think they're so cute, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun in the future doing some more builds using them. I feel like both of them are going to become like staples in a lot of builds, particularly the clutter kit, but I think the pastel one has some really cute items I'm going to be using in kids and teens rooms for pretty much ever. They're really nice. Anyway, figuring out the floor plan now and figuring out where to put the staircase. Down here is where the only bathroom is, and it's a really big bathroom. Not something I do very often, but I thought it looked pretty cool. And then upstairs, there's like a little hallway space, and then the rest of the upstairs is a bedroom, the only bedroom, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want the staircase to look like here, and then figuring out the floor plan, which is all just one big room. It's very open concept, but I had to figure out where I wanted to place everything, so I end up having the kitchen over on this side of the house, and I'm utilizing a lot of dark woods over here, but I do change the counters because I, for some reason, didn't like these, and I was having trouble matching wood swatches because, you know, that's a problem The Sims 4 has. So we get there in the end, and I figure out the window I want to use. I love this window. It is from Discover University, and I just thought it was the perfect window to view out into nature on this lot. So that's what I ended up going with. The main reason I wanted to switch the counters is because the island piece that comes with Island Living has like rattan on the sides, and that was not the vibe I was going for with this house. So I opted for one with a very similar swatch from Dream Home Decorator, and I was happy with that decision. I also wanted to bring in some of the wood in here, but I didn't particularly like it as a backsplash in the kitchen for some reason. But it does come into play a little bit on the interior of this house. I also got a hanging plant. The tile I ended up using here is from Jungle Adventure, and I like how I had placed a shelf at the top of it over on the right side of the kitchen. I just think that looks so cute there, and I have a separate stove and oven in this space. That's something I really enjoy having now with Dream Home Decorator, is being able to separate them. I hope we get more of those in the future, but I really wish you could place them on the same counter if you wanted to, because at least that way, yeah, they're in the same spot, but they're like built into the counter instead of having to be like a completely separate oven piece. I think it would look nice and like more realistic. I don't know. I just wish you could place them on the same spot. But getting a couple more clutter pieces in here, I wanted to make sure we had a dish rack. Of course, I need my cutting boards. That's a signature piece at this point. When I don't include them, somebody says something. I think the only time I don't include them now is if I'm doing a limited pack build, where I am not using the Cool Kitchen pack. So I had to, of course, here. And I should be getting curtains here. Yeah. So these ones are also from the Desert Luxe kit, and they're just so nice. I like being able to create like whatever size curtains I want with these little pieces, but they are so annoying to place sometimes. I definitely struggle with it, and sometimes I'm just like, it's fine, I don't need the connector piece. Or I'll just delete the windows first and then place them down. But I ended up using a decent amount from that kit just because it's very modern and it works nicely in this space. And then these island bench seats, the stools, I couldn't think of that word. Those are from high school years, and I just think they are so cute. And I often forget that they have a black swatch like this because most of the swatches are very colorful and there's like some stripe patterns and stuff. But this one worked so nicely for this kitchen, so I was happy about that. And then just trying to get some curtains in the kitchen space. That looked okay. I wanted like a longer curtain instead of a blind in the kitchen, so it just was a little bit of trial and error to figure out which one would work, and I ended up messing around with Tool to make it work in the end. But since I had this open staircase, I decided to do a built-in under the staircase using some of the modular pieces from Dream Home Decorator. And then I end up cluttering them up, and I think it looks really nice in the end. I love doing this. I just sometimes don't because I, for some reason, am really bad at using the modular pieces and place them wrong, and then everything is like coming apart and I grab the wrong piece, and it's a whole thing. I cut out some of it, but you got to see a little bit of that process. and I will be cluttering those up here shortly. I just wanted to figure out what table and chairs I wanted to use first. I think I ended up going with this one in the end. It's from the Get Famous pack, and it's one of my favorites. I think it is so pretty. And I, of course, paired that with a couple of chairs that had a similar wood swatch. There's a few different wood swatches going on in this house, but I think I paired them in a way that it looks okay. You can let me know, but those chairs are from Dream Home Decorator. And then just filling up these shelves. At first, I was just kind of placing things randomly, but then I decided the whole bottom row I wanted to be boxes. So I will switch that out here shortly, but the rest of it is kind of random, like between books and clutter and knickknacks and plates and stuff. But the whole bottom row ends up being boxes, which I think looks pretty nice in the end, more cohesive and organized and less random. So you can see me playing around with that now. And I just really love the modular pieces, even though I'm not very good at using them. And so I'm really glad that we have them. And we had gotten some more of them with high school years, but I don't use those ones as much for whatever reason. Anyway, we had a blank wall over here leading into the bathroom, so I decided to use that shelving unit from the Eco Lifestyle pack. It's still one of my favorites, but for some reason I forget about it. The shelving units we have in the game that aren't actually bookcases, I don't know why, but I never reach for them. I think it's because I automatically click the bookcase area and they're not in that space. So I forget they exist sometimes, but I thought that worked nicely. And this coffee table was perfect. All of the rocks outside, I felt like this was like a nice call to the environment this house is set in. This coffee table is from the Fitness Stuff pack, and it's just this like rugged piece of rock with a glass tabletop on it, and I just really, really like it. And so I placed that down in here with some modern sofas from the Desert Luxe kit. And we get a little TV over here. I've been using this smaller one lately, but scaling it up with tools. It's not quite double size. It's just a little bit bigger. And I think it looks more realistic for a TV size, but it's not like too small or too big. You can let me know if you agree, because the bigger ones I just think don't look as nice, but I like to include TVs in my builds because it's such an important like fun skill for your Sims. I feel like it's the best way for them to have fun. So I like to include it, but I'm not the biggest fan of how the bigger ones look. So let me know how you feel about those ones. And then here is that staircase I had mentioned that I added to lead from the upstairs balcony out to the pool area. I figured that would just be a nice convenience thing for your Sims. I was thinking only 1 or 2 Sims live here, probably 2. They share the bedroom upstairs and they have a lot of company that comes over. I feel like this would be a nice entertaining spot. They're like on a private island almost. It's not quite private. There's some other houses here, but a very small island. And they have this beautiful house with lots of water views. They have a pool, and just like I could imagine the parties here would be really nice. Anyway, this is the 1 bedroom or the 1 bathroom in the house. I used the standing shower, but I put a glass panel up to kind of separate that. That one is from the Moschino Stuff pack, that glass panel, and then got a nice sink over here. I end up also having a tub in this space, and of course the toilet. We kind of need that in this house, and this is not the Get Famous pack, so we do include toilets here. And then just trying to figure out the rest of the decorations. I ended up putting those really pretty mirrors in the shower space, which is a little odd, but I just thought they were pretty. And I was trying to do something a little bit different in this space. So just trying to figure out the rugs. And that's pretty much it for that bathroom. Just getting some wood in there. And then we're heading upstairs to work on the actual bedroom space, which I think comes out so pretty in the end. I really wanted to use the green wall up here. I used it downstairs, but for some reason it just didn't feel right up here. So I did get rid of that in the end, and then I'm just trying to figure out what bed to use, and I opted for this one from Eco Lifestyle. It's one of my favorites. Just something about it has so much personality. I think it is so pretty, and I just used a couple of cabinet pieces as the bedside tables and got a little like closet space over here. I didn't want to cover all of these windows with curtains, so I just ended up using the Desert Luxe ones and had them like open on either side and just have the bar across the top. So it looks like they could be slid across, but I really didn't want them to be because I just think the view of this house is so pretty, and I wanted to, put off that vibe of those modern houses where you can see in through the windows that upstairs is just like this beautiful bedroom. And since this is on a very small island where there's not many houses, I feel like it's pretty private, and it's okay if like the curtains aren't usually drawn. Nobody's over there, nobody's looking in, so that is the vibe I was going for. But anyway, this is going to be that little hallway space before you head on into the bedroom. And I decided just to make this a little office because we don't have that downstairs and it felt like the perfect nook for that. And it's the leading out space into the balcony that we have outside, which just also has a couple of spaces for your Sims to relax. So I end up having just another sectional out here. I also put a yoga mat. I built this before we got the clutter kit, so I didn't put the yoga mat decor, just the actual functional one, and a couple of planters. And that's pretty much it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so very much for watching. Enjoy the screenshots, and I will see y'all soon. Bye everyone.